Question 7a. Find the equation of the line passing through the points 2, 5 minus 4 minus 7. Such equation can be formed using this formula. So you have the point gradient form precisely. So from the given point here, from this point, 2 is S1, Y is Y1, minus 4 is S2, minus 7 is Y2. So if you insert the various figures into the formula, you have this step. If you subtract the right hand side, you have this, and if you divide this, you have 2. So you simply cross multiply, and you have y minus 5 equal to 2 times s minus 2. If you open the brackets, you have y minus 5 equal to 2s minus 4 minus 4. So we try to move this constant to the right hand side, and you have y equal to 2s minus 4 plus 5, and y is equal to 2s plus 1. That is the form of y equal to ms plus c. Question 7b. 3 ships P, Q, arrow are at C. The bearing of Q from P is 0, 30 degrees. You must note this word from. And the bearing of P from arrow is 300 degrees. If PQ is equal to 5 kilometers, P arrow 8 kilometers. Figure 1. Illustrate the information in a diagram. Figure 2. Calculate correlate to 3SF. D. Part 1 of Roman figure 2. Distance between Q and arrow. Part 2 of Roman figure 2. Bearing of arrow from Q. So you have to start from here. What means is that you locate Q from P. You must consider the angle. This angle here is in first quadrant. Anyhow you draw P, you must get Q from first quadrant. So you must be careful in doing that. Now let's say you draw your P at the margin of your note. That means Q will be outside your note, so you know how to position it. So we have to take P somewhere here. Now this is P. The bearing of Q from P is 30. That should be in the first quadrant, and the distance there is 5 kilometers. You draw it to scale. You have somewhere here. So let's have Q to be here. So this is Q. When you go on, bearing of P from arrow. Bearing of P from arrow is 300 degrees. Now we are getting P from arrow. Already P is here. So I have to locate, because of the angle 300 is in fourth quadrant. So you have to draw arrow such that you can join it to P. For instance, if you draw arrow somewhere here, 300 is here. That means you cannot link P and arrow together. So arrow has to be somewhere here. The bearing is 300. You have it in the fourth quadrant so that you can link both together. And at the end, you join Q and arrow together. This is what you have in the diagram. Alright, so here is 30 degrees. The distance is 5 kilometers. Now from arrow you have 300. You have 300. But now look at what happened here. From this point to this point, you have you have 270 degrees. That is 3 quadrants. Now from this place, from where you have west to the line that join P and arrow, that angle is 30. That is 30 plus 1 plus 270 is 300. So that place is 30 degrees. Automatically that angle is also equal to this angle, alternate angle. If from here to here is 30 and that quadrant is 90, the remaining part becomes 60. So that 60 plus this 30 becomes 90 degrees. Distance between P and arrow is 8 kilometer. You have it there. So we have this angle is needed along the line, so we label it theta. Here is alpha, and this angle is beta. So that is math figure 1. Math figure 2, part 1, we should calculate the distance between Q and arrow. Q and arrow. This angle facing Q and arrow is 90 degrees. That means we can take this triangle as right angle triangle. With the application of Pythagoras rule, we can get the distance between Q and arrow. That is one. Then bearing of arrow from Q. This is arrow. Now you go to Q and get the bearing. And bearing here, we always use 3-digit bearing. So the bearing of arrow from Q is from the north to that line that join Q and arrow together. Now we know that the whole of this line is 180, but we are interested from the north to this part. That means we need to get this part. If you get this small angle, subtract it from 180, you get the bearing of arrow from Q. Distance Q arrow can be obtained using Pythagoras rule. I've already said that, since angle QP arrow is 90 degrees. So the side facing the angle is the longest side, hypotenuse. So you have Q arrow squared equal to PQ squared plus P arrow squared. So PQ is 5, you square it. P arrow is 8, you square it, and you have 25 plus 64, and that is 98. To get Q arrow, take the square root of 89, not 98, 89, and that gives 9.43 kilometers to 3 SF. Part 2 of Roman figure 2, bearing of Q, bearing of arrow from Q. Like I said, it is 180 minus this small angle that we denoted with beta. The bearing of arrow from Q, you go to Q and you start moving from north to that line that joins Q and arrow together. The whole of that line is 180, so we need this part, subtract it from 180 to get the bearing of arrow from Q. But here you notice that this angle is equal to this small angle here, alpha. They are alternate angle. They are alternate angle, but we cannot get alpha directly. This whole quadrant is 90 degrees. Now here is already 30. Once we get theta, you add theta to 30, subtract the result from 90, and you get alpha, which is equal to beta. So let's get theta first. Since triangle is right angle triangle, you can use trigonometry ratio. So this becomes opposite and this is adjacent. So tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent, that is 5/8, and you have 0.625. To get theta, you take the inverse of tangent of 0.625, and that is 32 degrees. So if you add the three angles in that quadrant, that is 30 degrees plus 32 for theta plus alpha equal to 90 degrees. So alpha is equal to 92, alpha is equal to 90 degrees minus 62 degrees, and you have 28 degrees. If you add these two angles, you have 62. So therefore, bearing of arrow from Q is 180 degrees minus 28 degrees, and that is 152 degrees. Pythagoras Simplified Maths. If you are viewing and watching from YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share PSM videos. If you are viewing and watching from Facebook, follow and like the page. Also share PSM videos to get more updates from time to time.